it's Jess from Meyer Hatchery. Recently, we received the question, how do I know the difference between a chicken egg and a duck egg by just looking at them? We talk a lot about baking with the different types of eggs and the different types of nest boxes that we make, but today we're going to actually just look at the physical appearance of the different types of eggs. So I have 3 eggs that I collected from the nest box this morning, and here they are. And can you tell which one's the duck egg before we get started? I bet you can. So this egg over here is from one of my silkies. This egg right here is from my chocolate Orpington. And you probably guessed right, this is from one of my ducks. It's actually from my runner duck. There's a couple ways that we can tell the difference between the duck eggs and the chicken eggs. First, just looking at their size. Our duck eggs are typically much bigger than our chicken eggs, even our standard chicken eggs with the larger layers. So they tend to be a little bit bigger. Another thing that we can see when we're looking is the shells are much thicker. So here's what our chicken egg looks like up close. They got good egg shells. And here is our duck egg up close. You can see that's a really thick shell there. If you think about it, the ducks lay in places that have lots of water, so they need to protect what's inside the egg there. So having that thicker shell helps to protect everything. Also, you might notice on my duck egg here, there's an extra bump up here. That's not typical of a duck egg. My runner duck Fern has laid like this since day one. She's always had this bump up here, and you may have poultry that does that all throughout their laying process. They may lay an egg that's got a little bit of a bump or a little bit of a different shape, but it's okay. It's kind of cool because we know that this is Fern's egg when we find it. You may also notice with duck eggs that they can be different colors. They're not always white. They can be cream. They can even have a bluish tint to them. Another thing to keep in mind is where you've gathered your eggs from. So typically you're going to find your chicken eggs in the chicken's nest boxes, which are up off the ground. Our ducks lay their eggs in ground nests. So I typically find my duck eggs down in those nests on the ground. I usually don't find chicken eggs down there, although, as everybody knows, sometimes chickens can misbehave and you can find an egg or 2 down there. But for the most part, they lay in their nest boxes that are built up higher in the coop where the duck eggs are going to be found in their ground nests. Now that we've looked at the outside of the eggs, let's crack these eggs open and take a little bit of a closer look on the inside. So up first, let's take a look at the inside of our chocolate Orpington egg here. There we go. We can see the inside of our egg here. Oh my goodness, look at how bright those yolks are. And I know that my flock is getting the proper nutrition by looking at that yolk there. So when we look closer at the eggshell, we can see it's good. It's thick for a chicken egg. And I also like to look at the fact that the color is on the outside and the inside's white on this one. That's pretty cool to see. All right, and it's a good size egg too. This is a good egg, and we're gonna feed this back to the girls today since they have been laying consistently even though it's been terribly cold outside. So we've taken a look at one of our chicken eggs, so let's take a look at our duck egg now. So here is our duck egg right here, and this was laid in the last couple days. And you're gonna notice on the duck egg that it has a really thick shell. And when we open it, you're gonna notice that the whites of the egg and the yolk are a little bit thicker than a chicken egg. Right, and there's what our duck egg shells look like up close. Nice and thick and good egg shells. Here's what the yolk looks like and the whites from a duck egg. As you could see when I was opening it, hopefully you could see that the egg yolks and the whites are more almost sticky, I guess would be a word for it, and they're really rich. So that's what makes duck eggs excellent for baking with, because they have those really rich yolks and those really rich egg whites. You may also notice that the yolk is really big compared to the whites that came out of the duck egg. And again, that makes duck eggs really rich and really good for baking. They're also super tasty in any egg recipe. Hopefully you've enjoyed taking a bit of a closer look at duck eggs versus chicken eggs. If you have any questions, be sure to let us know in the comments below. As always, make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel and click that bell so you're the first to know every time a new video has been released. I'm going to scramble up these eggs and take them back to the flock.